run it quite well. When you actually look towards EG, in my mind, you know, and DRX for that matter, you are looking at a lot of good scaling. You're looking at what Taeho can do with a lot of the positions that he can off-put. You're looking at good early droning and everything like that. But when you're kind of looking over towards the Kimmy's Kittens, who are running on, you know, the Gen G, Leviathan comp, and NRG for that matter, you're kind of looking about what the Sova is going to be able to do. And for someone that I look towards it like Com, as you know, the Sova of Fracture, Crazy Guy can probably learn a lot if he's just watched one of his games. So I'll be able to pick on that one quite quickly, but I think for me, I'm more excited by Riza on this Taeho.
A little bit of trivia for you. Taeho is a throwing sport in Colombia with a little bit of gunpowder impacting on small targets. So again, love to see it. Fixie gets the opening kill, Star and able to get that spike planted. So now as they rotate all the way around, Markel will be going through the tunnel to try and find some positioning. Crazy Guy already set up nice and pretty in towards towers. So Zipto have a pretty good position to try and wrap on in and really be strangling around. But that's a great shock bolt from the heavens from Crazy Guy. So now it's really, really awkward. There's that stun to come on through from the Taeho, the guided salvo, the special delivery. Now it's all coming on in. Damage dealt back and forth. They're out. And Styron actually to find it. So it's Fitzy in the end to get that defuse. They take that early advantage into their stride here, Zipto, and it's an opening round.
Yeah, good trades to come on out at the end there. I thought that maybe Crazy Guy was going to be able to finish the kill when the Shockwell did go out and tag him down to 23 HP, but not the case at the end. A little bit too much stretching, I feel like, from the Kittens after they did get that plant on down as well. You know, one of the difference makers in these agent compositions for Zipto is they're going to have a lot of clearing power on these retakes, right? When you're thinking of where the aftershocks from Suka are going to go, where Reza is going to put those guided salvos, and where even maybe Fixie's paint shells are going to be thrown into the mix, right? There's a lot of strong retake potential. If you're looking for the Kimmy's Kittens on the stacking side right now, I'm looking at their strengths as being post-plant, if they're getting them down, incendiary lineups, shock dart lineups. Those are the two most common ones that we're seeing from teams at the current moment on this map again. So I'm wondering, you know, for Kimmy's Kittens' first engagement on this map that we see from them, do they have these protocols ready?
Suka getting some good info. But it's fault line versus fault line. They're just trying to hold this line. Fixie will be able to get the opening shot, and Suka should just have them walk straight into him, living up to his weapon's name in being the site guardian. Now they all join the party. Paint shell should really, really hurt Vera, and it will, forcing him all the way out of that cubby inside main. And Wayne, unfortunately, has to walk straight into the crosshair of Markel. Now it's all left on to just Vera, who does get one, but Reza quickly trades. So great counterplay from Zipto there. 4 alive. It's going to be a pretty healthy looking bonus for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the destructing utility that Zipto do have, I mean, it can be a very powerful bonus round as well. A situation where the plan doesn't go down this time for the Kimmy's Kittens and they don't over-invest in towards this round should be pretty comfortable for them on this buy as well, right? Those one of the things for me on a map like this is how many players are going to be dropping down onto the light shields when they have already seen the outlaw as well, right? So Styron definitely not going to be the first player into the mix. Gonna see how he can set up Vera to get some success in here. What pathing that the Crazy Guy utility is going to get out as well. Already trying to force Zipto back in towards main is not a bad idea. Lesser forces towards this A side at the moment for the defenders too. And an important premium on Jar, actually, with his lurks here, Mitch.
Definitely so. Peaks all the way up. Reza's able to find it. So that's a nice little happy opener on the bonus so far. Crazy Guy now walks out into the sands. The rest of the team will look to join. Not too far away is Fixie with that Marshall. The Sky Smoke only going to hold him for a little bit longer. Now Suka forced away from the drop too. Does have the fault line to try and buy some additional time. But they're going to go for a very, very open plan here. Komodo Fixie spotted by Wayne. They are going to have a very awkward duel here. He's happy to fall away for now.
I'm wondering how far stretched out a KK leaving this site at the moment. Good incendiary actually placed on down. Makes things a little bit more awkward as Vera, Styron, everybody getting a piece of the pie. It tastes delicious in this round, certainly, to try and survive with a lot of your members on the board, doesn't it?
Suka has just been sitting in drop, unfortunately, for a while, right? Couple of warning shots, but Vera able to rip his head off, so that's a great response there. 4 alive against the bonus. That was after the opening pick was found by Reza there, so
yeah,
they did really, really well to walk into Dish, you know, avoid that. They understood exactly where Reza was.
Ult management at the moment going to be an important one as well. Vera and Styron both 1 away, whilst Fixie does have the showstopper available if they want to try and get the old standard breach fault line rocket in. One of the staples when it comes towards Fracture. Again, though, the emphasis is really going to be on this 4-1 little strategy that the Kimmy's Kittens are opting towards. Jar just left to his own self. Going to see out the little special drone. Why am I blanking when PC use it? Spider drone. Stealth drone. That's the one. But yeah, as I was trying to say, I was looking at the radar. Jar needed to be extremely careful if he's playing by himself in the 4-1 situation. He's at least good for 1 after being snipped out by the something.
Reza playing pretty good so far on this Taeho. Back to a 4-on-4 as we know it. A lot of repositioning required though as Styron will now get that spike planted. Vera pushing through to join Crazy Guy. Actually trying to take some additional control here. Through the generators. Got all this info already, but look at Suka. He's been patient.
Oh, very patient. He can be the linchpin at the moment for Sipto to be able to win this one as they do clear over towards Tree, back around to Arcade. Now Suka can go.
Suka finds it. Wayne gets a trade onto Markel, but flaring obviously not too far away. Now Vera knows that he's kind of stuck here. Makes it a little bit awkward. Does get the showstopper out, but Suka, very, very well done here in this round. A third for Suka. What a hero. Basically just sits in spawn and they all walk straight into his crosshair here, Komodo. Zip, though, picking up a 3rd round here against Kimmy Kittens. And, yeah, listen, they're looking pretty strong here so far on a couple of those individuals. It's still too early to tell, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking towards this, you know, as a bit of a vulnerability factor for Sipto is if you're going up against a lockdown, teams still haven't figured out the angles where if you're dropping it in the tunnels, how to destroy it when you've got a Taeho in the mix, because those guided salvos don't actually go in towards unders unless you're, you know, kind of dropped down around the map already. And they'll prioritize still going above, I believe. So there is a very good opportunity for Jar to be able to find a couple of these ulti orbs around the map, try to get these lurks actually working, because so far they really haven't been working, and it's another scenario where Jar is by himself, the rest of the team nowhere near him. But if he can draw attention away when the explosion does happen, he can find something. There you go.
Alrighty.
Much better.
Much better.
Spike planted.
Spike getting planted. And yeah, no interest in it, Zip, though. So just off the back of those 2 entries, you know, they make it work very, very nicely. And Kimmy Kittens right back onto the board.
Yeah, this is going to be a scary one for them as well, where they just do have to go for a save. No smokes. Yes, you've got a bunch of ultimates, but Styron does have a Rolling Thunder in the mix as well. If you're giving away any kills, you know, you got to consider Jar getting the lockdown, Wayne getting closer to this orbital strike. Those can be monstrous ults coming in towards the next round. So I don't mind the idea. You know, you got to balance out your economy as well on the side of Sipto, and you'll just take the knee in this round. Suka, if he finds one exit looking for it, he can even get his own Rolling Thunder to make a massive amount of ults available for Sipto in the next round.
Very, very interesting round, hey? You know, 2 picks. It feels like another map on another game. Just a couple of picks and then... All right, we're saving. We're waiting. We'll just go next. Look for that separate round. So, what do we see come out from Zipto in this approach here? 1 away from the Rolling Thunder. Showstopper in tow. Lockdown not too far away, but same could be said for Kimmy Kittens, really. So, across the board, it's pretty even Stevens, and an important round here for sure for Zipto to try and secure.
Well, it's a change up for the Kimmy's Kittens actually this time, where they are all kind of positioned around Jar, and I would say that's to get a little bit of protection on towards an orb gathering extravaganza for them. Styron with Rolling Thunder in, Jar with Lockdown available as well, can make for a bit of a meaty execute in towards the site, and you can already tell that by the positioning of where Zipto are that they might even look to challenge this one. Suka, fault line ready over towards Arcade. He can swivel that one around towards unders. He can have Fixie send it in as well. Lots of options for Sipto here now, which might go into a post plant, but it also might not, depending on where Fixie again with this showstopper and maybe Reza with this Armageddon want to deploy them.
Ooh, lucky to slip away from that Aftershock.
You should run.
Just gets into position in time. Now Fixie forcing in Vera. Lockdown goes on through, but Vera, he can strike 1 and 2. Looking good so far for Vera. Completely murdering the idea of that lockdown, even getting anything done. All taken into the back pocket of the Rays. Great round for Vera.
Yeah, I mean, Jar potentially could have even held that lockdown for the next round, couldn't he? Because Vera from the heavens dropping on towards them one by one. Slight repositioning, by the way, from heaven to hell to the dice boxes. Really nicely done. And I was thinking for Reza as well, right? Where's that Armageddon going to go? Went towards the back of side, actually clearing from sight to heaven, which didn't actually do all too much because his team couldn't capitalize upon it, and the turret had already spotted him out on towards the flank too. So, bit of a problem for Sipto. Now they're back on towards a bit of an eco buy. Markel with Judge 1 away from a lockdown. Suka with the Rolling Thunder, but you really need to be enticed to use them on this map. So you want, you know, a 2-player advantage essentially, or a good idea of where that plant is going down and who's looking to surround it whilst they go for the plant, and maybe try and stop them from going for it and jump on in and have a chaotic affair.
Vera already here with the opening. Reza couldn't quite spot anything with the stealth drone as he clears that towards a main. Now Vera getting back into position. Again, really here for Zip though, not a hell of a lot invested. Flaring does manage to make one work onto Wayne, so it's a prospect here. Rolling Thunder is there available for Suka if he chooses. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful now. Rolling Thunder does get popped out, and it makes it a little bit awkward there. Styron moving on in. He will be traded with it himself, and there's Fixie with another. Now getting the satchel out, moving his way in, trying to groove on towards this site. Just Crazy Guy and Jar to lock down these positions. They've got a great crossfire, but that is a fantastic paint shell. Jar actually tanking the start to try and allow the additional time, and he baits it so nicely, doesn't it? Taking that damage sort of lulls them into a false sense of security, and that's Kimmy Kittens taking the lead back. 4-3 now.
Yeah, the paint shells don't clear all of top side at the end there, unfortunately. And in the mix, you know, I was saying, what? You got to be really enticed to be able to use that Rolling Thunder. In the 3 versus 3, they do it to retake control of main. I'm looking towards Crazy Guy playing from that side spawn position, and I'm thinking, all right, he's got a recon dart. He can maybe shoot that above main when they go to flood, and Jar can swing on out. He's got a nano swarm on the spike as well to buy some crucial seconds for him to reposition, and on taking that paint shell damage, he swings out and gets the trade and the denial at the end of it. So some good little initiative timing, some good little discipline positions from, more importantly, the Kimmy's Kittens in that round as opposed to Zipto, right? Because that, I feel, hurts Zipto a little bit more than it does the Kittens in the ultimate investments.
Definitely so. Really trying to make it work, you know, that's those moments where you have a level of success into a lesser buy round and it baits you into submission, throwing out that extra utility to try and close it out and not being successful. It hurts. And that's what we're seeing right now. That's why Zipto have called for the pause. A little bit of chat from the coach to see what's going on there and how they can approach these next couple of rounds. But anyway, we've seen some good signs so far from Zipto, but I feel like it's maybe just a couple of rounds that to shake out for Kimmy Kittens because Vera has just been going ham.
I've actually just seen something a bit cheeky while we've got this little freeze time. Watt from the Oceanic region has just become the coach of Zol Esports, who is playing in this tourney. Yeah.
What?
Stepping away from playing into coaching. Good opener though.
The funniest thing. I remember when we learnt that Watt in Thai meant temple. It was always good.
Fixie though.
Shots from Fixie.
Yeah, 2 openers. Mark L thinks second about going for another one. So good discipline from him. And he lost his life. That could be a way in for the Kimmy's Kittens. Still might be.
Get out. Nice and quickly. Fixie. Oh, narrowly missing that shot. Has to pop the showstopper and does manage to take down himself and Fixie. Which, look,
did the showstopper collide with the paint shells in midair?
It
Because that
might
exploded
have.
right in his face.
It did, like an immediate shot out.
Yeah, yeah.
Surely that'll come through on the replay, but for now, this all of a sudden becomes a bit of a winnable round, right? You know, the guided salvo ready to be sent out to try and bait some further information. No, it was actually the special delivery, but it misses. Now Wayne, I mean, he has the orbital strike, but
No,
it's always tough to throw out in that 1v3.
Yeah, no HP, unfortunately. I mean, the beginning of that round, the heavy lifting done by Fixie, right, with that operator. 2 unanswered kills. Paint shells out at the end of that one to go toe-to-toe with the showstopper of Vera. Then at the end, as the plant goes down, everyone's just getting out those trades. I like the timing as well with Reza on that special delivery. Just as the sky smoke starts to do its little particle effects and fade, shoot that one out and get ready with your teammate, guns up for when it fades, if anyone's lurking inside it or behind it and they're stunned up. Really neat.
Very neat. A pretty unlucky round there, I would say. You know, they tried to make it work there, Kimmy Kittens, but they're also fighting. You know, Fixie really kind of digging deep here.
I was going to say the timer wasn't moving at the beginning of this round, but we're okay.
No, we're chill. Don't even think about the dreaded tech pause. Doesn't exist.
Where's Ray Ray? Tech pause. Fixie's done it again. Diffing out Vera on the operator this time, both of them. You get in the stealth drone as well for a bit of extra information that you've lost control of main in the meanwhile. Special delivery in. And Fixie is so hungry for more, isn't he? A showstopper going on in. Sees 2 targets, gets one of them as Suka steals one. But it's team game at the end. And Sipto are looking to take the lead here. Flawless, in effect.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, whatever I can do, whatever you can do, I can do better, Fixie reckons. Vera's still ahead in the fragging department, but Fixie has had a brilliant round just now. So what does Wayne do? Has the spike a long way away dropped in A main? They're just leaving Markel to chill out on that B site. The turret's there. So Wayne's actually going to go back and pick up this operator. It's a long bloody time to save. They've got money, so I suppose saving this would actually be fantastic. So, tell me your perfect Saturday daytime.
My perfect Saturday daytime.
Yeah, like if you've got a Saturday, no plans.
Cruising in my car, going and getting fish and chips, and just going for a drive with the windows down.
Fish and chips. What's your fish and chips order? This is a very Australian thing, so I reckon the rest of Pacific. No, you gotta tell me now. I know your kebab order is cursed. I know that.
10 seconds left.
No, I usually get a burger with a lot, no tomato sauce, no egg. Fish chips with chicken salt, and then 2 steamed dim sims, no soy sauce.
So you don't get any fish from the fish and chip shop?
No. No,
that's what's so different. So in Western Australia, right, the fish and chip shop only serves fish and chips. There's no burgers, there's no schnitzels, there's no none of that. Whereas in other states, it's really weird because the fish and chip shop or the chicken shop will have all of those burgers, you know, everything.
Chicken shop is different, though.
Yeah,
High Five Chickens or, you know...
Charcoal chicken, right? Usually?
Charcoal chicken, yeah. Different.
More like Lebanese food, typically. Because then it's, you know, then the kebab shop can be a bit different, so... I don't know. All I know is Australia's food is only good because of how multicultural we are. We would suck otherwise.
Well, we're straight on in towards this B site, but are you overlooking these smokes? Because you can dip, you can duck, you can dive, you can dodge. And for Crazy Guy, he's going to see the little tootsies of the player with that drone. Good shot out from Dra. Oh, whiff from Markel. Stabilizes. Looks for a third. And now Jar for the operator.
Oh, Jar wins this.
Maybe both of them
Nah, Jar wins this, bro. 100%.
Spike planted.
Spike down, gets away from the aftershock, peeks straight onto the line. No! They even lined up. He's legged him. He doesn't know. He hits it anyway. Oh, Jar, that's my Filipino goat right there. Look at him go.
Now's the time for the Kimmy Kittens to get back in towards this one because it is the trade of the century.
Now's the time?
Yeah, just for mouse.
Send that one to Mika and Dax right now.
Hey, he's added a little bit of spice in towards the mix for this one, that's for sure. An operator. Killjoy operator.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say, right? Surely he picked it up. I didn't actually see if he went into the round starting.
No, he picked it up. He picked it up when
Vera,
just before he went for the plant.
Yeah. Okay. Chaos again. Already happening. We've already seen an orbital strike go down. Wayne's managed to get another kill. Stimmy Brimmy out. Shout out to Cash Bunny.
All right.
Suka's gone as well. So this round already, we've blinked and it's basically over.
A little bit.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, they're on the rope. This time it doesn't work on out, and Jar's going to get the trade with the operator. Now it's just down to Mark L, who, I mean, he's just going to waltz on out, and it's Jar again with the operator.
Bro.
Kimmy's Kittens take the lead.
This is
Last
just...
round in the half.
This is
Valorant.
why APAC Valorant is good, right? Because sometimes you just throw whatever's, you know, tactical out, and it's just like, look, shooting is working for us right now. So let's just keep on doing that.
Well, it's the whole insert British caster in America, guns do the thing, abilities, yada yada.
Correct. Project A is a technical
It's a gun
shooter,
game.
A gun game.
You shoot your enemy.
Abilities will not change the tide.
Well, there's no harbor here, but there is a bit of a flow effect for Vera, it does feel like at the moment. In for 2. A little bit awkward in the third one, but backed up by his team. I mean, again, another situation, Mitch, where this round is, at the start of it, pretty much done.
Whatever's happened in Camp Kimmy Kittens, I think they've probably just called it a quick one and said, guys, we're better. And it's looking relatively fair and reasonable in that point in time.
He was
Styra
off his
looking
feet.
like he was ready for a knife there, and now Markel's going to have to try and do it all. Totally solo. But unfortunately, that will be that. Komodo 7-5 is the half for Kimmy Kittens. It's been looking pretty bloody good for them here, and now as they'll take the side of the half, we'll just have to see if Zip those. Well, Komodo, so far we've seen some chaos, especially these last few rounds, which have been kind of, I suppose the last 4 probably as quick as the first half in general. I don't know, it's just been a little bit hectic in the last little bit, but now we're moving to that pistol. Kimmy Kittens on the lead. There's still plenty more work to do as they shift to the defender's side of Fraction.
Yeah, if we thought that there might be some post-plant scenarios for the Kimmy's Kittens on their attacking side, well, welcome to Zipto, who are most likely going to be playing a lot of posty with their agent lineups.
Definitely so. Flaring nice and low. Still a very, very tough 3-4 on the retake. Reza gets the info off the back of that too, so putting the sweat on a little bit as they have to start to pick up the pace. The Sky Smokes will fade shortly. But as that spike gets planted, it's going to be still a toughie as they are set up well in this post plant.
Yeah, everybody from the same position as well. So you do have to go tunnels and stretch out for a little bit of a flanking scenario as well. Not sure if that turret will actually spot them coming out of those tunnel stairs, or if it's more pure flank watch.
Cruising on through.
Yeah,
Turret gets the info. Yeah, exactly right. So they have to fight in now. Mark L does connect on another. Flaring very, very low. Wayne getting one, but again, the time is ticking. It's awkward as anything. With Suka taking down Vera. That's a nice clean round for Zipto. And now the scoreline's starting to get a little bit closer. I do think Zipto won the pistol round, didn't they? So that's the second one secured for them now.
Yeah, I mean, you think about Zipto's availability around these sites to just clear it all out with damage, right? Every single agent on Zipto's side has damaging utility. You can technically say the same thing for the Kimmy's Kittens to a degree, but I don't really feel like they were exercising it just as much as Zipto are going to be able to do so with just the guided salvos being able to clear 2 positions by itself. I mean, it's pretty scary if Reza plays it well. Sharpie out from Fixie to start things off here, and it's a full north side commitment for the Kimmy's Kittens with these pistols. Oh, Mark Al is going to have a field day. They're all on the rope.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my god. Why does this happen to me? I've made my mistakes. How many times have we seen that? That bloody zip line. Cursed.
Yeah, the Crashies ace.
Yep, I'll never forget the Crashies ace. That was one of like the first big Fracture LAN games, wasn't it? Yeah. Jeez, that would have been like 3 years ago now, hey?
When it first came out, yeah. I mean, well, he was still on... Was he on Optic at that time or NRG? I don't even remember.
Yeah, that's too far back now.
He's on Fnatic now, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yep,
all right,
such
we got
is life
guns,
of the
though.
shifting of players across the globe, isn't it?
Well, that's it. That is it. Lots of utility coming in for a bit of an A main take right now, as finally there's an opener for the Kimmy's Kittens, as there should be on their first gun round.
Bad from Vera as well. Doesn't get to use that regen shield though, as Suka gets the trade. Reza already forward positioning here near the door. So we'll just have to wait and sit pretty. They are pretty keen to open it up and have a little bit of a look-see, but right now it's just going to be the guided salvo, buying some additional time for them to walk out the sands. But they choose not to. Stealth thrown out. That should scan some information. I don't actually know if it spotted the toes out there, but it does get the scan onto Crazy Guy in the end.
One enemy remaining.
Aftershock moves on in. Styron is going to have to do some heavy lifting. Drops the fault line, but nobody home. It's all on to Suka. 1 versus 3. The fault line of his own. They are going to line up. Great shot.
I think saw him.
Yeah, I think he did. Catches him, and it's going to get a little bit awkward here because look at the rotation, but Styron does manage to at least get into a nice and happy position. Utility, my friend. It's not always the best idea. Now, Ja, only with a judge, but can he be the jury and executioner? Jumps on in, up close. Oh, God. That's the way you play it, isn't it? Ja, a little bit cheeky. And the judge will slap him in the face. The bonus round does not go the way of Zipto.
Close though, very close at the end. That was 3 1v1s that he was afforded at the end of that one. But yeah, all this utility dumped in towards A main at the very beginning. If you want to go for those challenges, you got to make sure you got enough for a little bit of the later stages. And for Suka, I mean, some good comms from the team, some good patience for him hunting for the ace in that round. Of all the guns to have in your possession though at the end of that one, the judge is literally the correct one that you want. So nicely done for the Kimmy's Kittens. Not really the pass mark, though, in terms of a bonus, because you're playing with a little bit lesser weaponry this time. Bulldog in there for Wayne. Guardian in for Crazy Guy, who has had a little bit of an underperformance so far on this map.
All the way in. Vera makes quick work of it on the trade. A little bit low, but Wayne, a blind eye. Right before the information actually comes through on the scan there. So nicely found. Flaring also very low. So they have to pull away immediately. Vera might overstep though. Markel catches the pick. So Arcade unfortunately not dancing.
Really don't like that one at the moment. When you're in a 5 versus 3, you can settle, you can reset. And you give an opportunity over towards Sipto to get Markel one step closer to a lockdown. You got Suka who's still holding on towards this Rolling Thunder. So these are some items that you could definitely have to turn the tides this round.
Split up, hey. Just leaving that one member to try and bait and pull the info. And he's done a great job
drawn them both.
Everyone's walked away. Site now taken for free. And if he can live on for a little while longer, Markel might actually even be able to take the timing. He crosses the zip wire.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was going to continue over towards Styron and then potentially get him in the back. But, I mean, similar effect. He'll cross and he'll meet no resistance. So Markel can use... what? Both the nano swarms? If he's got a lineup for where the spike is planted, that would be insane.
They're in position now. Basuka with that Rolling Thunder. He might actually catch all 4 here if he plays his cards right. There it is. You hear it. Off your feet is called as Suka does get taken by Ja, who's very, very low on HP. But as that Molotov goes on down, Ja moves forward, Komodo, and he will be able to do some additional damage with Markel. Can he find the timing? Can he get the defuse? No. It's going to be Wayne. And it's his world right now. Markel will find 4. But unfortunately, the round is on the floor. As Kimmy Kittens pick up another.
They're shrouded in darkness around the side. Unfortunately, they're not visible from the attackers for where they've planted the spike. One of the more unfortunate scenarios when you have that really late little lurk to come on through from Markel at the end there. I mean, look at his kit down at the bottom here, right? The turret's available, the alarm bot's available, the lockdown, the nanos, right? That's where I'm saying, like, does he have a lineup? They planted safe under sight when they cleared it all, because we've got the armchair position, right? We saw that just that destruction of the turret over at A draw everyone away. They could have planted open, but they don't know that. They don't know that.
All I can say is, you know, just having Suka go down to Ja after that Rolling Thunder. Oh, yeah. If that frag wasn't found, then maybe a different story could be told. But look at Fixie straight in the spawn. He will connect as well. Styron goes down. A second on the judge. This is Valorant when you just turn off the brain. The mind does not need to be shaky. As Fixie will be finding Ja 2 still inside the sky smokes. He somehow gets out. He waltzes his way into the high heavens. And all he has to do is just wait. Doesn't need to overextend. He probably wants the ace. But, you know, he'll go against that. He'll just say, I'm happy with the round, boys. Let's get it done.
Job's done.
Job is done. Just for the round, though.
Yep. Bit of a thought now to have on the side of Kimmy's Kittens. How do we stave off Zipto getting a tied scoreline here. A Guardian and a Phantom to go into the next round. Most likely will just have to be respected because the economy is not looking too crash hot for Sipto to go hunting. It also is a little bit of an ult check for them at the moment too, right? No one's relatively close except for Reza 4 away being the closest. So it's going to be a couple of crucial gun rounds for Zipto, which in honesty is not bad for them at this current point in time. You're thinking about this next round where they're going up against a lesser equipped Kimmy's Kittens. If you're managing a couple of these, you know, players on the orbs around the map, a plant here or there, if they get a death here or there, you know, you're getting closer for 2 rounds more. You get a big ultimate round. You're looking towards map point. So it's definitely a premium time for Sipto to, you know, get Reza this Armageddon, get, you know, someone else a little bit closer, because you look on the flip side, Mitch. Kimmy's Kittens, Showstopper, Orbital Strike, very close to a Rolling Thunder. They could definitely look to close things out if they're able to secure a, you know, round here and there as well.
Info gathered already. That's Markel calling the audible, rotating his way around. We'll watch to make sure nobody does follow him on the trip, on the zip. As Reza sends out some info as well, trying to pick it up with that stealth drone. Nothing found, however.
Oh, timing. Call it here that you go silent in and backstab. Team starts to make noise. That's called actually by Vera.
They've heard so much, haven't they? All of these pitter-patters. Dixie. Oh, it's awkward. He does manage to secure the frag onto Wayne. Super also drops Vera. That's one of those weapons out. And Crazy Guy, he's got the Phantom, but he's been having not the best of games. So it may very well be worth saving this one on. Jar has to run straight into Reza. The Vandal's in hand for him. And now, yeah, with 2 alive, I think Crazy Guy just has to run away and save this one, right? There is no option back into this round. Styron might try to do skip damage on the way out. He does get a dig, but Flaring does find him. So, yeah, great fundamentals there from Zip. They had a good bit of timing, and they took advantage of it very, very well.
If Styron managed to cheese a kill at the end there, he would have had the ult with death as well. So that would have been huge for this next round. Crazy Guy can find one. He's 2 off the ult currently. There is the one. So if he dies now, he gets it. But you definitely want to see him hold on to this gun towards the next round. He's not going to be able to do so. So it's just the ultimate they do a carry in towards the next round. The team was going to buy anyways. But I think importantly now with the loss bonuses coming into their possession, it's not going to look too crash hot. They're not going to be able to get out an operator unless you're double ecoing. On a map like Crackshot, you know, maneuverability around, you're seeing Neons and Jets running into it. Razors, sometimes here and there. Killjoys, apparently common. But no, actually they do manage to get out the operator. Misread it. Light shields, though. For a majority of the force of the Kimmy's Kittens.
See if they can make it work, as Fixie has very much diffed Vera in these last few rounds. Hey, you know, it's been a pretty close battle. Vera was the hero early. Fixie responded very, very nicely, and it's been kind of, you know, throw the tactic out the way and just approach the skill ability.
Yeah. They hadn't heard the door close just yet, so keen eyes on Reza to drop a guided salvo over towards the door to force them back. Crazy Guy on a Hunter's Fury, though. 3 bolts finding zilch. That actually really hurts in an early stage of this map, because essentially what has that just been? A big ultimate to scare them away from getting in towards A main. That's it. And they can reset with 50 seconds still on the clock to go.
We said it before, you know, Crazy Guy hasn't been having the greatest of games, right? And that utility being burnt early is pretty detrimental. No Owl Drone either to use to clear out anything. Fixie's actually swapped over the op. So he wants to get moving. He wants to drop those flashbacks and get in aggressively. That's going to be the guided salvos out to the site. Wayne drops one. Flaring with the trade, though. But the Nano is going to be good enough to drop Flaring. So that damage earlier was nicely met. Now the little leg shot from Vera. Dropping one, but now some information going as well. Shock going through. Suka does find Vera. So now the advantage is 15 seconds. Komodo, they've got to get moving. Crazy Guy, we needed something from him. And it will show up at the right time, the right opportunity. And the HUD is a little bit delayed. That is A-OK, because the round will go the way of Kimmy's Kittens. Well played to get their way back.
Yeah, I was looking at the timing at the end of that and why they gave the operator over towards Reza. It's because he was a couple of seconds away from being able to drop the salvos, and you definitely don't want your point man to go in with an operator, right? So trade the guns, give your, you know, entries and your other agents, you know, more of the opportunity to get in and get a kill, die, trade, that sort of thing. So well done at the end there for them to try and maximize that. Yes, the round goes over towards Kimmy's Kittens, so they'll hold on to a lead, but this is the time for Zipto to try and answer back. Complete arcade control, and Armageddon if Reza needs to go over to the site.
Oh, just great timing. He can only find the one. They've got utility on the back of Reza, but unfortunately, as he gets taken down, flaring also quite low. Means this round is still winnable here for Kimmy Kittens, and Styron does have it, but that's the spike drop. Crazy guy must have heard me talk and smack or something, because he's even got info with the owl drone. There is the Rolling Thunder to come on through too, but they cannot look over Suka's position. Coming out of the canteen, the generator's there too. But look at this patience, Komodo. They can just wait. They don't need to overstep.
They have to. This is the thing that Kimmy's Kittens have done too much. They've played on the back of their utility and gone aggressive. This time actually playing quite passive, and it works a treat. Styron gets both of them at the end. We've seen Zipto doing that more often than not. They get an advantage, a 5 versus 3. They've been parking it, right? How many times have we seen the Kimmy's Kittens get those advantages and look for more and then lose the round? Finally, they actually played discipline factor, and it works with wonders for them, because now it's 11-9, Mitch. It's a timeout most likely drawn by Zipto, because I'm seeing the credits look not abysmal, but they're haphazard at best. It's not going to be the most sensational buy. These are the times that you might half buy, play your ultimates, see if you can steal away a good opportunity and pilfer some of the guns on your opponents. You know, these are the discussions right now that are so important for a coach that can echo so much more for the remainder of this map.
Yeah, most definitely, Komodo. The wise words need to be pumped into Zipto's ears, because they haven't waited all the way until, you know, they need to run overtime. They've left it with 1 round buffer, but this has been a close game. It's been very entertaining so far, I must admit. Definitely not as one-sided as we saw between the Mongols and Full Sense, where I think it was very much, from what we can say, the Mongols not kind of having that strategical approach, and Full Sense kind of just diffing them, you know, in ability, right? There was gun duels being won left, right, and center, control taken everywhere, just being overwhelmed, where I feel like this has been a much more even playing field. You know, we've seen big moments from both the Razors. Suka has been playing fantastic on that breach. Even Reza had some early moments, but has fallen off since, which is funny because Mark L was having a slow start. So they've shifted roles. But again, it comes down to Kimmy Kittens, all playing well together, all having their individual moments. And as we just saw for the last 2 rounds, right? Crazy guy completely absent, but picked up when the team needed him most. Just like the Avatar.
Yeah. He vanished.
That guy's not 100 years old. He's 12.
Well, Zipto doing their best Kimmy's Kittens impression, and the 4-1 split, leaving Mark L to lurk around north side of map, who actually has snuck his way already through arcade. He can sit pretty for a little bit, but again, you know, this is on the back of the timeout where you go for the half buy and you try to steal away, you know, a couple of kills or a cheeky round. Orbital strike and then laid on down by Wayne. Stands control though for Zipto as that drone reveals everything. That's huge. That forces him completely on back as Mark L, false sense of security, slipping on by. He's got his eyes on at least one here. Crazy guy, lucky.
Man, Crazy guy just with all that information, as he mentioned. The Armageddon, I don't think it's actually going to catch anything. Carter Salvo goes out. Reza good for 1, make it 2. Potentially a 3rd if they overstep here. Styron's got to be careful. But Jar still has that utility. They are going to be able to force something in, but Jar with the judge moves at the right time. And Reza has to do it all completely solo, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be happening here. The quasi-buy does not pay off for them. Kimmy Kittens take 12. And it is going to be map point. But still, we do have maps around the corner, as we know. Bind and Lotus if we need it. Yeah, the special delivery doesn't quite connect, and Jar's able to find something from the high heavens there.
Even before that, I mean, I'm looking at where Reza uses that Armageddon. There's no smoke over towards generator to block the long line from spawn, where you've literally just lost Mark L on his lurk, right? That is a very, in my opinion, silly ultimate to go on down when you've got no smoke there, because, you know, all your utility that you invested to get Sands control, you got forced back by the recon drone. No, sorry, the owl drone, the aftershock. There's an orbital strike over there. You dropped all your smokes. You got none, right? I think that they put too much safety in the Armageddon that doesn't really block vision. It's rough.
Once again, Guided Salvo's out to just try and keep Crazy Guy away from heaven, but as we saw in the previous round, he played it absolutely brilliantly. Now Vera hitting the shot on the fix. He tries to get steezy with it. He cannot. Vera getting another on Bazooka. Flare trading out nicely. Reza now making his way through, which means Vera has to go pretty huge with that orbital strike going down. It will force him away.
He got stuck.
And he ran into it. Yeah, Stark couldn't quite get away, and now Jar has to win it all. Judge walking into drop. He might be able to split the wickets and find a good bit of timing here. Does manage to pick up a handle. I don't know. It's close. He's probably not going to be able to master sound. Has to drop into position. If he hard clears these angles, maybe there's a world, because flaring, he's certainly trying to fight this one. Maybe a little bit too over-aggressive, but the timing from Reza is fantastic. Zipto, not done just yet.
Close at the end, though, with the two that just survive in amongst all of that trading. You know, I thought that the extra dish peek at the end there would have potentially gotten Fraggled out. You can see at the end, he's just looked back and tried to pull out the operator, and it slowed him down. That's a bit rough. That is a bit rough. Another buy, though, presented for Kimmy's Kittens. Do you play for the win here? Do you play a little bit more cautious to have enough in the back pocket for the next rounds? That's the only reason why you're changing your shields here from full shields to a light shields, or in Styron's case, the regen shield, right? You're making sure that if you do drop this round, you've got enough in the next one.
Definitely so.
And, I mean, Zipto already running on the Vandals, so it's not the worst idea to go into a little less shield anywho's.
Off your feet!
Alrighty, Rolling Thunder expended. The time is nigh, Komodo. Pixie already up in position, trying to go up into the tower, but Crazy Guy will be able to make quick work of him as well. And Wayne gets two! Oh, they walk straight into the crosshair here, but it's not done just yet. Reza and flaring. Maybe they can make this work, but the Hunter's Fury is going to make it certainly hard. But look at this position from Reza. He's made his way into the canteen. He's got his lunch money, and he does hit a shot. Maybe it's doable now. There could be a possibility. They throw out the guided salvo. He still has a special delivery in hand, but where does he go with this? The boombot goes on through, trying to gather some further information. They've got some info. He tries to clear out the corner. That's going to be the special delivery coming out. But now as he forces on in, Vera has to be so careful. Gets the information, trying to cut it off. But it's got to be Styron on that flank. And Kimmy Kittens, after pretty hard amount of work, they get it done.
One of the biggest strengths that we are starting to see on this map is the walls, right? If you're recycling both of those walls at both points, you've got to wait out one wall, you know, bait out the shear, then you got to destroy the barrier mesh, and by that point in time, how much time around the map is actually already ticked on out. You then got to consider if you get seized by Suka, if you get paint shelled and incendiary, like it is becoming, you know, one of these comps that is quite the fun one. We are, though, seeing slight variations of it instead, though, where we're getting a KO instead of a fade, for example, or maybe even seen a clove for one of the teams. I think it was Paper Rex, actually, instead of the Vice.
Clove is basically just Reyna with smokes anyway, so it's fine.
More normalcy on the side of Kimmy Kittens, however, as Jar on the Cypher going to be using that solo trip for a bit of flank watch at the moment in the 5-1.
Crazy aggression, isn't it?
Will Jar have any inkling that they're behind this wire?
I hope he does, because he's picked it up. He definitely hasn't seen the second, but he's happy to throw out the cyber cage. And if he can slip the net and get all the way through, that's a pretty happy result. Yeah, Vera's got some good forward positioning. They'll have to clear out Markel. He will be able to find it. Also, good nade onto flaring, and that forces him out straight away too. So this round looks almost impossible to come on through for Zipto, but you know, we'll give him a spell.
Did you hear the pistol 2v5 comeback to start off Zipto's 13-0 affair on Bind?
Actually, yes.
How? For a second, I thought Wingman saw him and was just full on chasing, but never mind. Time is ticking away extremely fast.
One enemy remaining.
You always want to will these kind of rounds in, but with the lack of time here, lack of offense, a pretty clean 4 alive pistol for Kimmy Kittens is a happy result for them. Zipto, you know, they took control, but again, Jar's prospect of clearing out mid is always a pretty good run there. So nicely done from him to find the shot. And now they can invest into a reasonably solid looking bonus round.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was just thinking to myself, why does this Zipto composition, you know, work wonders and everything? Because it was Trace Esports that played it, and you know, I watched nearly every single game for CN League. Very good. Very impressed. Slow and steady, though, in this one. Don't want to give an opportunity for any shenanigans to be present with any little pistol stacks, which is kind of what can be potent on a map like this, especially if you're around, you know, U-Haul. Come on, I'm willing it. Come on. Yeah, that hurts.
Wow. Yeah, but a crack. Tried to with fire. And Flaring will be able to get the shot back. So picking up the Spectre. Definitely not the best weapon to be playing with at a distance. Suka finding Wayne. So they do go for that TP. And that is going to be the correct option for now. There's a little bit of utility they can bring on around.
Spike planted.
A couple of prowlers.
That's always... It's always a fun thing for me as well when you lose your life as a Vice, you know, and your opponents see where you're been placing your arc roses. They can, you know, pre-fire them in the next couple of rounds before they even go for an eventual hit.
Big brain stuff. And all Crazy Guy needs to do is just sit still, which is also big brain stuff in its own right.
Yep.
They've got the lockdown. They've got the cross set. Doesn't need to play until they take contact. And yeah, they're just playing exits right now. So happy result again from Zipto. You know, 3 alive. From rather. 3 alive isn't optimal, but it's also not horrible at the exact same time. So they've got the Guardian. They've got the 2 Bulldogs. They should live. I don't think the spike's going to go off. No, we're safe. We're safe. We're chilling, bro. 2 rounds for Kimmy Kittens.
Yeah, time for the guns to be present for Zipto, however, and we'll see what their tendencies are actually going to be around the map. I'm going to be more interested in seeing, you know, where they're playing Vice Wall, where they're playing Deadlock Wall, because you can kind of, you know, isolate for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, either be long or showers, depending on where you're playing it, if you get them on deep as well, because you're forcing your opponents to either destroy them or respect them, and, you know, you're locking down 4 avenues around this map into 3, albeit 2 if you're dropping them together at the same spot. For now, though, that's not exactly what they're looking to do on Zipto's side. 1 Vice Wall sheer over towards the inside of the B site, so you need to push real deep as the Kittens and then potentially in towards the Thorns. If you're trying to bully your way in towards Hookah as well, potentially Reza is just dropping the barrier mesh at your feet. So, yeah, right in towards your face. And it will bloom fully, too. So you'll have to throw that one. Not too much value in the grand scheme of things, actually, from Reza.
Well, thankfully, the judge can do a hell of a lot of damage, right? But here's the moment where Crazy Guy, Wayne, Vera all open up the round and leaving it just to Reza and Suka to try and defend here for Zipto. Suka does get some info. If he can drop Star in, it won't be a horrible prospect.
Last player
Dropped in a bit
standing.
of an awkward line now that Reza does get taken, getting a bit too aggressive. And unfortunately for poor Suka, 23 points of HP. Does rotate through, but giving a hell of a lot of information, breaking through the cyber cage there.
Spike
The Molotov
planted.
is available if they still want to use it, but I don't think Wayne needs to. Doesn't want to give up the info at all. Suka's just going to have to cruise through, and if they're unsuccessful here, that's a bonus win for Kimmy Kittens.
Yeah, I'm looking at that spike position as well, and I mean, you need to be a little bit more in towards a frontal garden approach, as it is next to Tube. And, well, the just destruction of that trapwire is going to give Jar the information that he potentially is running away to save this gun. Well done for the Kimmy Kittens. You know, they destroy that barrier mesh. They make sure the trades come out. Ridiculous that Vera is actually able to escape with more than one in that scenario too, right? So if that doesn't happen, the round probably goes the complete different way and Zipto actually get a good retake or, you know, even find the round before the spike lane goes down.
Fantastic round. you know, they've got the Vandal, they've got the Phantom. Suka does get to save, of course, but, you know, what's their money going to look like around this? Certainly not going to be the best position. Just the Sheriffs, of course, to upgrade. Vera goes for the Marshal.
And what do you...
understand the economy.
And what are you looking to do in this round of Sipto as well, right? One of the common tendencies that you'll see with the older comps is you're trying to go for a pop flash setup through the teleporter and crunch in towards B sands on rounds such as this. Or you're trying to do it outside of showers, right? You're getting a couple of players to go B long, TP through there. If you get a little lock-in crunch outside of the showers. Not really seeing Sipto set up for anything like that. So more so seeing what Suka can do with his teammates over towards the showers. And trap him in with the combo util.
Great shots from Reza. That's all you need to do, Komodo. Suka also there for the trade. And Wayne and Jar probably sitting there going, where the hell has my team gone? Flaring Fixie low, but Suka's able to send some weapons over. Fixie should be able to pick one up as well. So there's plenty for the rest of the team. Unfortunately for Markel, he only does have the Ghost. If he oversteps, it'll be a little bit awkward. Razorvine's there. Arkrose gets some info and the flash in. But look at this position. So bold. And Markel got to be spotted out, but does the damage. Dinks up Jar. And now as they keep on running, it's just going to get so awkward. At least Wayne can bait them in. And now that Sky Smoke should go down. They should be able to find a spike plant. And now that Molotov's still in hand. What's Jar got to work with? A couple of cyber cages, not too bad, but he's going to have to invest into this position. Gets the cam, does get some info around. Not a bad bit of control so far, but he has to try hold for as long as possible. Trying to shoulder it out here. It might be awkward. Gets the shot. Another opportunity now. Cyber cages controlling the sight line. Breaking it up as best as they can because Flaring moving on in. He's low as well. That's what makes it tricky. It's going to have to be Suka to try and find his control. They haven't invested into the right way. Wayne's gun barrel's going to show. Can he find the shot? It's going to be all on the Jar. Just trying to find that time because now it's not planted for him, Komodo. They have to try and watch the cross. Can he get the timing? Can he get the timing? Oh, no, he can't. It was a little bit too far, and unfortunately that post plan didn't pay off for them.
Yeah, I kind of wouldn't have minded Jar not shooting the spy cam dart as well and using it, you know, just to spot out his opponent, get a quick little cheeky one on that, and then them either taking back elbow control or pushing back in towards spawn together. So that plant spot at the back of the site really makes it difficult for you when you use that incendiary nice and early in the piece as well, right? Use it when it was still the 3 versus 2 to try and isolate one angle off and focus more on towards what was happening over towards Hookah. So a little bit of one of those scenarios where Kimmy Kittens are not able to just reactively decide some new plan and formulate something to work for them there. Though, very, very big for Sipto to get on the board and maybe bring in some stability, right? Operator for Fixie. Reza has the Annihilation available. Suka's one away from the Nightfall.
As much time as possible.
Well, it does manage to destroy the Sonic Sensor there, that paint shells. So if they do eventually want to try and break back in towards this site and maybe follow in the Thrash, he can do so without having to worry about getting stunned immediately.
Oh yeah!
Only awkward thing is here going to be Fixie, you know, onto a very aggressive line and showers with that off as now they're all the way in. Crash isn't going to find anything. Vera does get the shot off though onto Suka. Fixie gonna have to try and lock this one up.
30 seconds though. I don't think they know that Fixie is currently on
30
this one.
seconds left.
Oh, Jar's timing too is going to be fantastic. Able to get that shot. Reza does find another. And then Spike's still not being down. It's a great dizzy. Does get one, but Markel finds the trade. Finds Jar as well. All onto Crazy Guy. Going to have to try and find it all by himself. But Markel hasn't done a hell of a lot. It's his first 3 kills, but it's 3 impactful ones at that. I mean, look, I suppose in the previous round he did well to buy the time with that Ghost.
Yeah.
But very nicely done from Zipto to get that round on the board. And, you know, you thought Kimmy Kittens would be able to do it, but the 1v3 is lost.
I mean, yeah, that's the big thing at the end there, isn't it? It's a 1 versus 3 where you do flash over the truck, you blind out Reza, you find him, but then it's the extra kills at the end of that, right? Yes, there's the trade from Markel, but then there's an immediate attempted trade from Triple, and in the 1 versus 1, Yeah, a little bit ill-advised from Crazy Guy to just go for that peak instead of playing on a little bit more of the time. He had the mosh available too, as well. So quite unfortunate for KK that they're not able to finish that one. But again, similar sort of story, right? For XIP though, they'll absolutely take that and they'll look a little bit better for it with retaining weaponry, having some big ultimates, and a loose shot from Fixie. You don't have a thrash to follow to clear your U-hole this time either, so. An operator kind of has to be respected just a little bit more.
Yeah, info into the operator's massive. Jazz going to bait out the shear. So happy with that one for now.
Yeah, and I really like the fact that they combo that shear with the sonic sensor as well. So if you are in front of it, then you're in the thorns, you're essentially dead to rights.
Yeah, it's really awkward, isn't it? So great awareness from Jar to bait that one out. Now they've got the utility set to try and make their way up towards A.
Just thinking.
Whether or not they'll use it though straight away.
Yeah, that might have been the back truck one or top truck one trying to off-put Fixie on the line if he was back up on there, but he's not. And, well, Crazy Guy doesn't even get to throw the mosh this time. Maybe that was the pocket one.
Really,
anyway.
really awkward on the way out as well. Vera, Wayne, they are going to have their health come back. Fixie, oh, it's going to be a little tricky for him. 30 seconds though. They're buying very, very good time here. Fixie is only one away from the showstopper. Now Vera has to satchel in and try find what he can. Flaring now taking point in the elbow. Wayne does drop Suka, but Flaring gets one. Ooh. Orbital not available anymore as he goes down. So 3-on-3 Komodo. Winnable prospect as Vera does drop down Fixie. No showstopper this round.
Oh, neural theft in as well. And if they want to, Wayne incendiary. Vera has the paint shells online again now.
Trying to do what he can. With no lack of primary. So the defuse now marked out. There's the orbital strike. It's enough to bait them off, buy some additional time. But that's basically all she wrote. I'm wondering if Wayne's going to have this post plant. Yes, he does. So he gets that one down, buys the additional time. Now can look onto Reza. They know they haven't tapped at the half yet. They can buy more time. Markel gets the info. Now it's really awkward. Has to body block. Has to find these shots. Can he hit the shoulder? He can! And Jar, the clutch minister, will get the job done again for his team and lives on to tell the tale.
Yeah, but he can't go and get another gun, unfortunately, so just going to be stuck down with the Guardian. Good time to be bought, again, you know, being able to pick up the orbital strike in amongst that round and drop on that incendiary too. Good patience from Wayne, not exposing himself really early on. Good maneuverability around the map, actually, for Vera as well, right? And I was just thinking to myself, where was that mosh originally looking to go from Crazy Guy? I do believe it might have been the one for Pocket. It's either that or Top Truck. For two reasons, right? You're off-putting Fixie from being on top of truck with that operator, or for someone playing sneaky beaky in the pocket, right? Either way, Vera clears both of them in the satchels in towards the site, opens up the site, repositions himself, they get the plant. They play a pretty damn good post in the grand scheme of things. So nicely done for the Kimmy Kittens, but they are seeing a little bit of hesitancy from themselves, a little bit of complacency, tripping over their own feet time and time again, right? And I think that the coach ISR, he'll recognize that early on, even though they're, you know, holding a lead, they're getting some rounds here and there, right? There's a lot that he'll already have figured out in these 6 rounds that he feels like he can adjust for them.
Yeah. So really just about calling this one to stabilize right now. Making sure that they hold on to this narrow advantage. Economic break for XIP though, bit of a swing round. And just really working on building those ultimates back up here as well. Skyrim one away from the null command, so it's definitely a jarring round here for both these teams if they're unsuccessful. Less so for XIP though, but there we go. Suka taken down quickly as he tries to get that haunt out.
Well, unfortunately for XIP though, hey, they are back towards these pistols. It's just flaring with the Vandal, which is always an interesting one. In a situation like this, you might want to see what Fixie can do dancing around the space kit. Finds one with the Vandal or finds something, wants to showstopper in. Now he can really only use that if he's presented with a duel, not able to find one himself. More often than not, though, these are the rounds where you kind of just, you know, tip your hat to your opponent and call what it is. One in from Flaring, one in from Fixie. But regardless, he will get a bit of an upgrade, if you can call it that, as the plant goes down.
I think so. That Marshall can certainly be bloody scary, especially against some weaker members. And now Markel finding a bit of an easy one onto Crazy Guy because guess what, Komodo? That showstopper, it's available.
Yeah.
I mean, null command,
One
not
enemy
there. I mean, the
remaining.
fragment is. And as Styron goes down, there's going to be no null command today either. So just going to be on to Jar to try and clutch it out again. And man, I don't know how Kimmy Kittens have let that happen after a pause,
Yeah.
right? They gave that round to Zipto on a bloody silver platter.
Yeah, that's a really
dedication.
unfortunate one. That Outlaw getting the job done at the end there. Even the showstopper, right? It's not like he was using the showstopper and he's jumping around with it. He's just flat-footed, finding the opponent. I mean, a lot of these angles that you're looking to potentially even clear properly as Kimmy's Kittens, they're not clearing a lot of those angles properly. They were going in almost dry out that A short choke. First flash in, Wingman immediately sent on towards a plant instead of, you know, progressing and clearing out. First pocket and then over towards the elbow for a U-haul bullet, sight and everything. This time though, however, Crazy Guy with the free gun is just immediately going to answer back on the pixel. I don't know how.
A little awkward in the heat. Another push forward, Vera. Somehow lucky to get away with that one. And kills himself with the paint shells, so that's always good.
Thorns activated.
A little bit rough there in that position. However, the damage has been good so far. Razor Vines to slow some control.
Just be really careful though, and out of swing as well. Real unfortunate. By the way, this is on the back of Crazy Guy's classic, finding Fixie, an operator stolen, and an operator delivering.
I mean, look, all I can say is from these last couple of rounds, don't count it out until we see what Suka can do. Has the Prowlers, has the C's, could potentially catch Jar in the corner here. But again, it's all onto Crazy Guy, I suppose, right? You know, with that position, the Mosh is thrown out, so gonna have to walk on up. There's one. This is where the Prowlers can go out. There's two of them to throw in the double. Mosh goes in, will be destroyed, but no, it's not early enough. The detain and Kimmy Kittens pick up an unexpected round.
To be fair, forcing him to use the Thrash in that environment is not a bad thing, even if you should have been winning the round originally, right? Because you don't have to contend with it at the end now. Yeah, I don't mind that from Suka going for it. You can, if you want to try and take a positive out of the round, that's probably what you have to do. You as Sipto found a Thrifty earlier on, so it's only quote-unquote fair that Kimmy Kittens find one back, and you still do draw something out from them.
Well played. That's all we can say. The attacker's side of Bind, usually the more challenging side still in the current meta with all the changes. But that's a great little pick there. Again, early on, finding the aggressive line down towards short.
Yep, juggle the guns away. Don't give them an opportunity to get something back into this round. Probably should be better pathing at the very beginning. But, well, you know, when you don't have big drone abilities on this agent lineup that Kimmy Kittens are playing, you do have to cut a couple of corners. I'm interested to see how they're going to cut through the sheer wall at the moment, though, if they do elect to dive together through it or jump peek it out and get stunned and maybe try and force Markel to pop the Razor Vine. It's a hookah control set up at the moment for Zipto.
Slow crawl. Just trying to take points. Still has that null command available. A little awkward there for flaring, but now all that Vice utility can start to come out. Makes it a little awkward. Trying to buy some additional time. Unfortunately, Crazy Guy just has to wait nice and patiently. And the rest of the team.
He's playing mental gymnastics at that point in time to try and get the utility out. He's just jumped in the grab net. I don't even know. He's jumped in the grab net after being thorned first. Can't move. He's wingmanning, he's moshing, he's wingmanning. Then he's actually moshing in towards the sky smoke. Then he's falling back and actually wingmanning, jumping in the grav net to get 2 kills. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
You broke Komodo. I requested apology as urgently as possible. My co-caster needs to...
It's fine.
Brain.
the brain part will come now, right, during this timeout.
Okay,
That's
hit me.
the unfortunate thing for flaring when you have a defensive setup with the shear wall deep in towards the site. You allow your opponents to creep up all the way through long, all the way through garden, and sit there. Because there's 3 of them essentially sitting there. They can watch pretty much the whole site without pushing deep in towards the site, and they're guaranteed a trade frag at the least, right? So really unfortunate for flaring that there wasn't that realization or recognition or call out from the team, specifically maybe Markel, to say, you know, they can already be pushed up all the way through long. My shear wall is deep. It's not like you've gotten the early information, which they technically should have already had by the noise that the utility made from Kimmy Kitten scaling up through B long. So I think for flaring, it's a little bit of a gap in awareness in that situation, which they'll want to fix in a timeout like this, right? It's one of the reasons why when you're looking at teams that are playing either the Vice or the Deadlock or the combination of both in Tier 1, you are alternating where you're putting these walls and you're putting them a little bit more often than not deeper for territory control.
Komodo's brain, ladies and gentlemen. Engage it. Enjoy it. Okay. So, what are we going to see different from Kitty Kittens here? After finding around where there's weapons in play, Arcros, just to get some info. Will be destroyed quickly.
This time already, you got just a bit of an adjustment from Zipto as well, right? You got spotting out from Suka over towards B long, a little bit more of a forward angle from Reza in Hookah. If he needs to, he can pop Annihilation. You got the shear wall just procced a little bit further up as well. No, sorry, it's actually being held by Markel, so he can drop that for a little bit of a later protection when he feels like they may be stretching for an ace. So a little bit more coordination this time from him. Vixen finds the opener, and an orbital strike will buy time for Zipto.
After a dink on the flaring, it's a pretty good response to take Vera. Zuka spotted out by Jar, can't get the haunt down quite yet. But they're buying some additional time. Molotov gives them some space and fixes position. It's a common one, but hopefully not going to be overlooked. That Sky Smoke will give some additional time to it. And they're actually still falling away. 25 seconds now. Wayne going to get his own Sky Smokes down, but look at Markel's positioning. This is going to be overlooked completely, Komodo. Nobody ready for the flank of Markel. They're inside the smokes. 1, 2, not quite the third. Jar and Crazy Guy get it back. Surely this round should be done, and it will. 11 seconds. No time for Jar to rotate around. I mean, they're all there, but he's going to run straight into that crosshair. So it's been tit for tat, a game of cat versus cat, as we all know, Zipto. Somehow they keep trading rounds. Both teams are finding rounds that they shouldn't on either side.
Yeah, but it's good patience from Markel and good realization as well in the stalling when you get Fixie getting that opener and you get an orbital strike down. If they don't immediately fall back and run towards the B site and give an alert over towards Reza or over towards Suka, that you can take that space up through showers because you're either one, running into them with sub 40 seconds to go and getting the information from your team to stick around a short, or you're getting the complete wraparound. And that's the latter is exactly what happened, right? Getting that wraparound, really good realization and timing from Markel. Now you're rewarded with getting a little bit closer towards KK at the half. They destroy the haunt, which gives information that there is at least one over towards long. And you're coming into this round actually with 3 ultimates for Zipto as well to potentially put a shutdown on this one.
Ability now starting to come out. Suka. Again, something happening. But unfortunately, nothing so far. Have to try and break through as quickly as they possibly can the barrier mesh. It will be destroyed, but the Annihilation actually does manage to catch, making it awkward now. Fixie Reza get the shots. Vera does get punished by Fixie, and the Annihilation as it drops Styron. That will be the round ending. So Zipto get finally 2 on the board. It's been a while since we've seen someone regain control of this map.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm looking at that round for Reza, right? Getting out the cocoon on towards Styron. He really needs to blossom into a butterfly this time. He's having pretty shutdown performances in that kill department and even the assistive department. When you think of a KO on a map like Bind, you're looking at good 0 points. I mean, a couple of positions normally over towards U-Haul, over towards Hookah progression. You got the standard garden lob that teams do. Over towards site, you got flash drives that can go deep on sites as well. We're not really seeing too much of it from it. He should be spreading his wings.
Well, wings have been spread, but certainly on the side of Zipto, Flaring getting a couple. Crazy guy and Jar not really able to do a hell of a lot. I mean, Jar's still
One enemy
alive.
remaining.
Still able to...
Oh.
Oh, flaring, you cheeky devil, you.
You cursed him.
Very nicely done. Look, I always want to will on these clutches, right? I really want to make them work. But...
Okay, here we go. 1v3. 1v3.
No, look, I can't even be positive about this one. Look at all the utility down on this side of B.
A plant is one off a thrash. He's snuck by the sensors because we haven't had deadlock changes come into fruition just yet. By the way, not having it on the sensors apparently. So
Hey, hang on. Okay, never mind.
What
No.
the buff will be.
He peeks here, gets the kill.
Ah.
Damn it.
Oh, that's what I was going to go for. He's gotten past the sensors. He'll get the kill. Then he plants. He's got Thrash online, open sight. But now he'll have to kind of think to his own devices in what will be the halftime break.
Certainly a different taste in games that we've had this evening now with Kimmy's Kittens versus Zipto. The claws are certainly out, Komodo, between these two teams in this second series of the evening. And Fracture was very close. Bind living up to the same story. Let's see how they go as the sides have now been flipped.
Yeah, well, this half is going to determine if we need Lotus or not to close out the night. As Styron does get a little bit stuck in front of the Razorvine. He does have Wayne to assist him though, and in the flames, well, unfortunately the opponents will not carry on. Suka is down. Wayne's done a gorgeous amount of work to be able to find 3 in that position, as it will provide just a slight advantage towards the Kittens.
I have the spike.
So far away, we wait for the day, says Reza. But creeping on up, Markel's also in tow. I like that they've fallen away here, trying to sit back on site and play the time. Vera's going to peek in, gets the info, and now Crazy Guy can bait out the turn.
Down B.
And even a second for his troubles almost. No, Vera will pick up the pieces. So 3 alive, pretty clean there for Kimmy Kittens, really.
Yeah.
Nice round from Wayne to deny it.
Markel just baited a little bit at the end there because the Grav net did manage to find old mate who has the frenzy, and that's never what you really want to try and jump around the corner in. And again, you know, one of those fun things when it comes to Valorant utility is just the stalling ability. If you shoot somebody when they're in flames, they will die. Like Demon 1G. Did you see that?
No.
On Fracture, Demon 1 through a Molly B tower and challenged, I think it was one of the MRBR guys, in the tower, in his own Molly, and died.
True Demon 1 moment.
Demon 1 G. Thus has been coined.
Relevant still. Many moons later. Ja. Great shot. Same as Vera.
One enemy remaining.
Around here. Everyone
Spike
doing their
down
part.
A.
Markel will deny 1, but should be taken very, very swiftly as the cross will be secured by Crazy Guy. So the Gecko doing pretty well so far. Tongue's out. Second round secured. 4 alive. Weapons pretty solid looking. This bonus is about as good as it can get, really.
One enemy remaining.
Just got to make sure that they stabilize here. So I think the big turn will very much be like how well Zipto can actually look on this attacker's side, right?
Yeah. For, I've got another announcement coming in towards this bonus round. For those that want to support the regions in Valorant as well, the 2025 VCT season capsule has just been announced with the new season knife and...
Watch the game, buy the merch.
Stuff. Do the things. Support
Do the things, please, teams. Need income.
Bot. With the classic,
Spike
Vera
down
says.
B.
This is the
Doesn't
bonus
need
round.
anything
And
else.
I mean, it's recoverable.
Yeah,
for
for
Zipto.
sure.
I have the spike.
It's Markel and Reza again, though.
I like the fact that Vera's just going to walk out
Last
solo
player
drive and actually get away with the kill.
Rip and tear.
This Crazy Guy can now sit still. Razorvine goes out, that will catch him, but as the paint shell's going through, he wants to get the arc rose out to have a little bit of a look-see, but it's destroyed, and I think Vera might be pretty good at Valorant, Komodo.
A little bit, but again, you got to
Maybe.
remember in the previous map on Fracture, one of the problems was overstepping boundaries when you've got advantages, right?
Yes, that is very
So
true.
that's what flashbacked in towards my mind there in the 3 versus 2 when he went for the peek out through long. Good to
Very
see
true.
that he wins it, of course. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. That's
But
the thing
had he
about
lost it,
your 18 to 13 raise, right? You know, you're playing matchmaking, you got a raise going 20 to 4,
Throwing net.
and then all of a sudden they start peeking and dying every single round, they tilt and then you lose, you know? Sometimes it be like that, but sometimes it be like Vera getting the pick on the Reza,
There we go.
You're happy with it.
More information off your KO as well. It's always what you want. It's dumbfounding how many assists you can get as a KO on a map like Bind with some just good utility placement, right? Good blade, good flash. Right now, stealing kills without vision.
Rogue shot from Wayne.
Putting your opponent 6 feet under, making it a little bit more difficult to close
I just
anything.
Still can't believe the Outlaws in the game, hey. Like, it's just such a strong weapon for rounds like this. The stability of the shots.
Yeah, but you got to then remember
fire two in quick succession.
You got to remember the counter though coming in towards a bonus round scenario just at the tail end of this one. It technically is weaker in a bonus round when you're going up against the Vandals and stuff. But if your opponents are running light shield because they didn't manage to get plants or damage or anything like that, then it does make mincemeat of you. So Forces seems to be just more situationally aware. You also need to be quite quick with the Outlaw because it is 2 shots. You miss them, you should be dead to rights.
Definitely. It's that thing, isn't it? You know, it's the positives and negatives if you weigh it up. But it seems to work so well in many of these scenarios. Second round purchase. And yeah, Vera's put it to good work here. So Zipto, they'll call the timeout. Appropriate timing again as we know it. They'll be able to have that conversation and work out what's going on. But right now, it's very much looked like it's the Kitty Kittens game. And I think the way it's been looking, they should very well close this one 2-0. But I won't close it out until we see what this first serious gun round it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be one of the most important things as well for me and for Zipto as well here, right? Because again, for those that might not know, Zipto in the 2 groups that we have here, Group A and B, they are technically on the bottom of Group A. By way of games, though, they did get bumped up to 5th because Mongols did lose the last game, but they haven't equalized, you know, how many games they've both played. So I believe Zipto would fall below if they do lose this one in a 2-0.
Oh, this is yes. This should
but yeah, you know, this round is extremely important for Zipto because they've got the guns back in their possession and they've not been able to find anything yet on their attacking side.
Slow approach. A little bit cautious, Zipto. Trying to see if there will be any aggression into these extremities. And the 4-person stack on A just makes this such a dicey prospect, you know. 1 drop of water out of place from this offense of Zipto. The level of confidence they've got to leave Jar all stacked in. As those paint shells go out, oh my god, it's going to get awkward. Dixie up very close and personal, but he will be able to find Wayne. There's Vera opening up with 1 and 2, and not the 3rd as Flaring takes it, but Styron there to support. And Komodo, guess what? You know what I call that? GG.
I mean, Master Wayne is the one that's supposed to be spreading capes around and flying around and pouncing on you, not Vera. He's in the sky all high and mighty, just preying on you. That is chef's kiss.
Batman in this moment, isn't he? Taking over Master Wayne.
Well, they're taking over the game when you definitely needed an individual to pop off. You can definitely see that. And now you force your opponents into a bit of an eco scenario. And for Zipto, silver lining, if you all die in this round, you've got 4 ultimates in the next.
Oh, God, this is what I mean, bro. Good thing is Fixie's had a great response, so we will pause. Hold the door.
Fire in the hole!
Siren, though, has been looking...
One enemy remaining.
Touchdown.
No way! No way, no way.
This is why
Match point.
APAC Valorant is the best in the world, bro.
By the way,
I'm telling you, no other region has this.
Spike
you
down
can change that champion's karambit to a Pacific karambit now and support our region.
Yeah, support our region. Pacific on top always. Sell your house in NA or EMEA. Move to Korea. Hang out with the boys and the girls and the everyone. It's gonna be a good time, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're
Wherever
looking
you
for a
are, you're
flawless.
gonna have a good time.
We're looking for a flawless approach on this defensive side for the Kimmy Kittens. Throw it on back to the 1 round that we saw in the previous series from the Mongols to all of the rounds full sense.
Boy. A little bit dicey there for Vera. Put the sweat on slightly. But what I'm thinking right now is it seems like it's going to be a roundless half for Zip, though, which was a concern of mine. Especially if that happens. Somehow Vero's still alive for a little bit. That orbital strike is going to make it a little dicey. Flary dropped Styron, though. Wayne has only got his secondary for a second, as that Steel Guard did do some pretty decent work. Crazy Guy now looking for the ace. Thrash about to come out, but no, Master Wayne does steal it. And guess what? It's a knife to finish the game. And that is Valorant in Asia Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SEA Challenges. And Kimmy Kittens is the winner of this dumpster battle today.